Okay, I'm going to show how to replace the capacitors in a Subaru. This is a Subaru SVX instrument cluster. Eventually, your tachometer will slowly get lower and lower and lower and eventually not work. And that's because there's two capacitors in there that have failed. So I'm going to show you how to disassemble this and then take out the tachometer and replace the capacitors. So first thing we have to do is we have to get this front assembly off. I've already got it off. I'm just holding it here so you guys can see what to do. But the first thing you have to do is there's 4 screws on the back. And they are right here, 1, 2, and then there's 1 inset right here, 3, and then 1 right here, 4. You have to take those off before you can pull the front glass and tabs. So basically you just work your way around, take out the black tab and the clear tab, and you can keep the glass and the black part attached together as you take it off. So to do that, work it off all the way around. You can leave this top part on, but the other thing you have to take off are this tape comes down and there's 2 black screws right here. So you need to take those off so that this band, which is attached right here, it just stays on. So it comes apart like that. And that's a good time if you want to clean the glass. So we're going to take out the tachometer. So here's what we do. I'll show you how to take out any of them. So to take out the fuel gauge, there's 3 screws right here. To take out the speedometer, there's 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. To take out the tachometer, there's 3 screws right here, 1, 2, 3. And then I assume over here that these 3 are for the temperature gauge. So we're going to take out these 3. Where are they? Right here, 1, 2, 3. And the washers can kind of get stuck to the ribbon, so you just want to make sure to gently pry it off and not scratch it anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to pull these 3 screws out and make sure to keep track of them. The screws are different sizes. They're different and they're different lengths for each instrument. Okay, here's these 3. Set them aside. Okay, so the instrument or the tachometer should just fall out. There it is. Just came right out, and here it is. It fit right in there. So I'm going to show you the capacitors that have failed on this. So here's our instrument cluster, tachometer. So right here, see this little purple blue thing? You can even maybe see where it's burned. The other leg's not even connected. There's one right here. And then there's a set of capacitors here, and we're going to just replace this one right here, which, if you really look at it, close up, you can see that it has failed. Wish I could get it to zoom in on there. Anyway, so what we have to do is you also have to make sure that the polarity on the capacitors is correct. So what I like to do, let's just get a Sharpie marker, and I just go ahead and mark on the board here which side is the gray side of the capacitor with that line. It's helpful to have a pair of really fine tweezers so you can pull it off, and then also a soldering wick or a solder sucker like you see here. Anyway, here are the two problematic capacitors. So they are 10 microfarad, 25 volt. This is what they look like. Bought a pack of 100 for $5. So here we go. It can be kind of tricky to get in there, but there we go. So once you have those sides in, you can just take some pliers and pull it through, like so. And then I just fold these down so it doesn't come out. Okay. So now we're just going to solder it back on. So, got my soldering iron. There's my wire. There's my iron. Here we go. Cool. So, clip these off. Okay. So yeah, I pull it all the way through. Not too hard. And then bend these over so it stays in place. Okay. All done. So it's got a brand new capacitor right here. That one, and right there. So we'll just put this back in. It should be good to go. Okay, so here we have our cluster in our case. So now we're just going to put it back on, making sure it goes over the odometer needle or the odometer reset. And then I'm going to make sure this ribbon's not stuck in here. That ribbon. And then we can just lock everything back together. Cool. Oops. So the last thing we have to do here is put our 4 bolts screws back in. Come back here, start it up.